So, I am a big fan of Chain Soldier. I think it's one of the best harem manga series ever released, and I think it stands to even rival the High School DxD, one of my favorite anime series of all time. And so, I wanted to cover the latest chapters that have been released so far, and to catch you up to speed, Kyoka, our main girl here, won the election by just one split vote, and it was Belle, one of the commanders. She was the last vote, and she picked Kyoka, and that led to her winning the election. And you have Ren Yamashiro here. At first, she was really pissed, but then Belle came out of nowhere and stood her ground, told Ren Yamashiro why she lost the election, and then on, Ren Yamashiro seemed to went through a really good character development for herself, because she's a very cocky, very arrogant character because of how powerful she is, and that is one of her weaknesses. And so Belle wanted to bring that weakness up front to her, just to show Ren that she is not as strong or not as reliable as as people may think she is. And so that pushed Ren Yamashiro here to be a lot more calm, a lot less arrogant, and a lot more serious about her situation. And so you have them here talking about the gods of thunder in chapter 152, and so far they're just getting ready, planning for the gods of thunder for when they attack, because now the deal that Ren was going to have with them is no longer going to be a thing, and they're going to treat the gods of thunder as an actual threat. Now we cut to here. We see a bunch of Shuki getting chased by these lights, and it turns out it's these origamis. And you have you have this lady here who was a former member of the squad that they were in, and her power is basically able to use these origamis to like cut through Shuki and stuff like that. She's really powerful, and she's a very cute character as well. Her origamis are also helping Yuki around the house, making also acting as protective charms as well. They also discuss that Yuki has the gods inside of him. Haruna seems to really like Yuki as like sort of like a brotherly figure and stuff like that. And you have Bullcut down here getting a little jealous. She's trying her hardest to get Yuki to be her boyfriend and stuff like that. And so they go out, there's a bunch of Shuki running around, and then you got Haruna here wanting to use Yuki's slave form to see what kind of new transformation she could have. And so they test it out. Obviously you got Kyoka here, who is very reluctant, because she's been noticing that her slave powers have been being used by other commanders a lot more often, and she's clearly built up a loving attachment to Yuki, even though she doesn't want to admit it. And so Haruna uses the chains, and we get this new form called Slave's Blessed Reign, or at least that's what the translation we got from Manga Dex is. And so it's not very powerful, but once he took damage, he was able to produce this fog-like, steamy-looking thing, and this also produced rain. And so the rain had an intense healing factor that just immediately heals the target or person that is being rained on. And so they go on to test it on the Shuki, and obviously it's not as powerful as they may think. It's not able to revive the dead, but it can restore stamina, or restore health, restore all sorts of things. It's instantaneous, but it can drain a lot of Yuki's stamina. And so they take note of what this form can do. Now we get to this part where at first I thought something saucy was going to happen, and well, turns out in the next chapter she's just cleaning his ear. Cleaning his ear. That's funny as hell. And Haruno is portrayed as a very motherly-like figure to these characters. And she takes note of how Yuki really relieves a lot of stress for Kyoka. And I wish this character trope wasn't so used so often, but Yuki being very oblivious, tries to, he's oblivious and doesn't understand that, or maybe he understands, I don't know. I wish this character trope wasn't so used very often with main characters like this. And then you got Haruna here, she goes in to kiss him. This gets a little hot after this page. And this is where the actual, real reward comes into play. And she's basically, she's doing what the reward is requiring her to do. So we're inside Yuki's world. They're talking to the other gods, and they're saying that he's not going to have enough time to relax anymore. But Yuki doesn't believe anything's going to change. And then we cut to the Ozumas, and we have the granny here who wants Yuki to come over to the Ozuma house. And if anyone knows what the Ozumas are about, things are going to get very spicy really quickly. So, surprisingly, this chapter is coming out on my birthday. So, it's gonna be a nice spicy chapter for me to read on my birthday. Oh yeah. Can't wait. I can't wait for chapter 154 to come out. It's gonna be a nice birthday gift for me. Thank you to the artist who created it, and I can't wait to see it. Alright, so many things could be happening for this chapter. I hope Fubuki shows up. It could be, for all we know, it could be them slutting themselves out and just trying to get Yuki to be a part of the Ozumas. You know what I mean? And yeah, whatever is going to happen this chapter is going to be crazy. Maybe we might get a surprise from one of the Gods of Thunder, and the actual real plot of the story moves on. It's fun to have these little spicy moments, but the plot is very interesting, and I really recommend anyone that's interested in seeing these chapters to read it. And to anyone that has read these chapters, go in the comments, let me know what you think of these chapters, and yeah, that's it. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Leave a like and a subscribe. Peace.